If glutathione keeps popping up in your social feeds lately, you're not imagining it. Glutathione is having a moment. In fact, one of our listeners wrote in and asked us to do a deep dive on this buzzy supplement. What exactly is glutathione? Do you actually need it, or is this just another wellness trend?
And for those of you that have seen the supplement NAC in your feed, you may be wondering if it's better to take it to boost your body's natural glutathione production instead. If you've been wondering whether glutathione or NAC deserve a spot in your supplement routine, this episode will help you decide. Let's dive in.
I'm a little nervous to do this episode, but I'm also really excited. And I'm nervous because it feels like a really, really sciencey episode, and I feel like I need to go back to biochemistry, nutritional biochemistry, before we record this. But you've done a beautiful job of outlining a high-level look at glutathione.
Do not be worried. We are not taking you to biochemistry. I mean, if you wanted everybody to just turn the podcast off now, that probably did it.
That probably did it. They probably turned it off. Come back, please.
No, but we are talking about glutathione, which I've seen a lot pop up in social media ads. We are also going to be talking about the supplement NAC, which also pops up a lot on social media. So you may only know one of those, either glutathione or NAC, and you may have heard a little about them, but they're related.
They are.
So we're going to talk about both of those and
what they do in your body.
Yeah.
And if you want to supplement.
You may want to supplement. And if you do supplement,
how?
Which one and how.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's jump in. Why are we even talking about this? We're going to start with glutathione. And glutathione is like a badass in your body.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I immediately started investigating how I could get glutathione into my body as fast as possible.
Glutathione is your major detoxifying compound in the body.
Yes. It is the most prevalent antioxidant in your body. And they use the word endogenous, so it's meaning like the most prevalent antioxidant that your body makes.
Yeah, a lot of, we're usually talking about getting them from foods, but this is one that your body makes, and this is your body's primary one.
Yes.
So you want your glutathione producing in your body.
Yes.
And, just to keep you healthy in general. Yeah.
So it is what's called a tripeptide. So it's made of different amino acids, cysteine, L-glutamic acid, and glycine. Yeah. And the thing is about its detoxifying potential is not only does it circulate throughout your body, mopping up those harmful free radicals that your body already makes, but it plays a role in the pollutants from the environment that come into your body too. Yeah. Sorry, it plays a role in since it helps mop those up and clean those out too.
Yeah, neutralize the free radicals from those, as well as the free radicals that your body generates from stress, which would be key.
Yes.
So glutathione, it really is like your body's detoxifier.
Yes.
And so we all need glutathione. And if you could get more glutathione, it could potentially, it's going to decrease oxidative stress from those free radicals, which could prevent a host of diseases, because a lot of diseases are connected to that. But it could possibly, maybe slow aging a little, would you say?
Yes, absolutely. Because, so here's the thing. There's two things about glutathione that are I wanted to say problematic, but it's not that they're problematic. So your glutathione production in your body decreases as you age. A lot of things decrease as you age, but your glutathione decreases with your age. While that's happening, your body is also, because as you get older, you're building up your exposure to environmental toxins. Yeah. And typically you're building up the stress in your body, and your potential age-related chronic conditions are also increasing.
So those are all going up while your glutathione production is going
down. I wish listeners could see my two.
Yeah, your two hands.
My two hands.
To demonstrate.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they can get it with our words. So that is that is a big reason why they believe that glutathione can have such great benefits, anti-aging benefits, and also particularly when it comes to your health, your brain health.
Yeah. They call it, I've seen it called a couple of different things, but glutathione dysfunction or dysregulation, where you're not making or producing as much glutathione as your body should be, or maybe it's significantly lower due to age or stress. But glutathione, whatever you want to call it, dysregulation, has been linked with a lot of chronic diseases kind of after the fact, like autoimmune diseases.
Yes.
Cancer. A lot of I think I saw like heart-related diseases. And one thing I wanted to add about glutathione, another reason why a lot of people walking around may have lower levels, because I am one of those. We did an episode on MTHFR. Did I say that right? MTHFR. I think so.
Yes.
The mother effer gene. We did a whole episode. Go listen. About 70% of people have a gene. They have a variant or a gene mutation that causes that particular gene to have a gene variant. About 30%, if I remember right, have two of those gene mutations. But bottom line is, if you have that gene variant, then your body can't do methylation reactions as well. It's diminished, the capacity to do those. And methylation reactions they're involved in a ton of things in your body, but they are involved in the process that gets your body to the point where it can make glutathione. Mm-hmm. So if you have MTHFR variant, then you're not going to be able, your body isn't going to be able to get all those compounds together and reactions that need to happen to get to the glutathione production part as well. So you're likely to have diminished glutathione levels because of that.
Which also then means your body is not as efficient at naturally detoxifying.
Yes, exactly. And
so you're more susceptible to
autoimmune
and whatever kind of stress and environmental factors are influencing your body.
Yeah.
Let's call it polluting your body. Yeah.
So Madeline's specialist that she saw for her autoimmune condition, was always like, make sure she's drinking plenty of fluids, get her to sweat, like support the body's natural detoxification, because, her body isn't making as much glutathione as it should.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just a side note on why, people who aren't necessarily older may also have diminished glutathione levels.
So before we get into glutathione supplementing and the different options, let's talk about NAC.
Yeah, and let's talk about why they're even related.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So NAC is interesting because it is...
Well, it stands for N-acetyl-cysteine. Mm-hmm. And if cysteine sounds familiar, it's because that's one of the 3 amino acids that is needed to produce glutathione.
Right.
And you can get cysteine in a lot of your foods. I don't think if you're eating adequate protein, and particularly like from eggs and yogurt, and I think, some animal sources, I don't think you're usually deficient in cysteine typically.
Yeah. Well, and so the benefit of NAC is that it helps your body produce glutathione. Yeah. So that is like the main
it's a key component. Yeah. You've got it. You can't make glutathione without cysteine.
Yes.
And in the supplement form that they sell it in is called N-acetyl-cysteine.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so the the thought is that when you take NAC as a supplement, it will help naturally boost your glutathione levels in your body.
Because you'll have more cysteine, and then hopefully that can trigger greater glutathione production.
Yes, exactly.
Makes sense.
So the other reason that NAC is a popular supplement is because glutathione as a supplement is not very bioavailable to your body if you take it as an oral supplement.
Yeah.
Right? So it goes into your system, the enzymes in your GI tract break it down, then your liver processes it, breaks it down even more. And so then what's getting released into your bloodstream is a very low
I think I read
amount.
Less than 10%.
I think you did say that.
Yeah, less than. So if you take it as a supplement, just as a glutathione, we're talking about as a capsule pill. I don't know what form it comes in, but by mouth, you're absorbing less than 10% of that by the time you go through intestinal digestion, but also like the liver metabolism of it.
Right, exactly.
So it hasn't proved that effective, which is why I think we're now seeing a lot of ads or news about NAC, because people are like, well, it doesn't seem effective to take glutathione, so maybe to boost our glutathione levels, let's take NAC to get the cysteine.
Yes. So you're basically saying like, here's a really important food to create glutathione, right?
Now body, go create glutathione.
Now go make glutathione. Yeah. The other challenge with glutathione supplements is that glutathione has a very short half-life. So meaning once it hits your bloodstream, it's not surviving very long in your bloodstream. So when you look at some of the research studies where they're supplementing with glutathione and tracking its improvement, they're giving it to the subjects like 3 times a day. So it's not like it's definitely not as great as vitamin D, where you can just like load up once a week and call it a day.
Yeah. And just to elaborate on the half-life, it's got a short half-life, which means it's only going to stay in the blood in its active form for a short amount of time, and then it's going to break down. Yeah. So your body couldn't use it at that point. Yeah. And I don't know about you, but I can barely remember to take my supplements 1 time a day.
Correct.
So 3 is not happening. In fact, a doctor recommended a specific supplement for a certain health condition, and she was like, okay, you need to take it 3 times a day. You know how many, I've been trying for 3 months to take it 3 times a day.
Yeah. No. You need to set an alarm on your phone. And so typically if you're taking it that many times a day, if that's what you need, then we're talking about a half-life of minutes to maybe an hour or 2 if we're lucky. Yeah. So very short.
Yeah. So I think that's why, we're seeing all this stuff for NAC, but I think it's gotten people very confused. Like, well, first, some people may not even know that NAC and glutathione are connected or related.
Correct.
And then, but if you do, you're maybe like, well, what's better? Right. Taking supplements NAC or taking supplements of glutathione if you really want to boost the antioxidant and detoxification in your body.
Yeah. So if you look at oral supplements only, glutathione versus NAC, swallow it in a pill. The research shows NAC is more effective.
Okay. And what did they look at that? Like, did they look at glutathione levels in the blood afterwards?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So they look at a ratio of glutathione molecules basically in the blood to see of glutathione versus like your harmful free radicals, right? They look at the ratios. And so NAC you're going to have more success increasing your glutathione with NAC by taking NAC if we are talking about oral supplements.
Okay.
The challenge is that as we get older, our ability to produce glutathione in our body decreases. So even taking...
regardless of cysteine.
Correct.
NAC.
Correct. So even taking NAC, in theory, as you get older, might not yield the results that you truly want.
Because in general, glutathione production's going down. With age.
Yes. And so there was one study I saw that compared glutathione levels in young adults versus older adults. And it was like almost a 20% difference in glutathione levels.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just under that, but it was around there. So now if we take a tangent off of oral supplementation for a minute, I think people have now, maybe they've seen like, we've talked about peptides before, right? So you can do glutathione as a peptide, intramuscular shot as a peptide shot. That has a lot of barriers in and of itself.
Okay.
Right? Because you have to either find a way to get it, then you have to do the shot. You technically have to do it every day.
What is the point of putting it into the muscle?
Okay, so when you put it into the muscle, it bypasses a lot of that digestion.
And the liver and
yes, through your GI tract, break it down through your liver.
Okay.
So you get it more directly. Now, I have listened to some experts, like on podcasts, who have said that there is some residual discomfort with a glutathione shot.
Yeah, straight into the muscle?
Well, I mean, yes, but that like even compared to other peptides that you can do. Like glutathione versus
some
other
side
peptides.
effects.
Yes, like the injection
With
site
the intramuscular
with
injection.
the intramuscular of glutathione specifically
Okay.
can be uncomfortable. And it's not just because it's the gauge of the needle.
Okay.
I have not done it, so I can't speak to it. Now, then I decided to go do a consult for peptides. I was like, I want to learn some more about this. You can get glutathione intravenously. That is the most bioavailable form.
Okay.
But now you're talking about still regular exposure to it, and you have to go somewhere
Like regularly getting IVs.
and get an
glutathione.
IV. Yes. And anecdotally, I've heard it makes you feel fantastic. But who knows?
Huh. Yeah. I don't have much open gaps in my schedule to go get an IV.
Yeah,
on a
no,
regular
like
basis.
can you hook me up to an IV while I drive the car and run some errands? Like,
yeah.
I mean, yeah,
That'd be
no,
great.
no, exactly. Which now brings us back to the oral supplementation.
Yes. So is there any alternative from, we know taking glutathione orally isn't good. You don't absorb. You absorb less than 10%. If you don't want the, intramuscular injections may have some downsides. IV glutathione is good, but you have to do it regularly, and like it's expensive, and you've got the time factor. So, did you find another option?
Yes and no.
Okay.
So there was a really interesting study that compared glutathione, oral glutathione, to oral NAC to sublingual glutathione, which it means you put it underneath your tongue.
Like drops.
I don't remember if it was drops or a lozenge, but
Yeah.
yes, the concept of it goes under your tongue and it hangs out. And what they found in that particular study was that the sublingual glutathione was the most effective. And they think that because even though it goes into your mouth, it bypasses not just your GI, but also your liver metabolism.
Yeah. It just absorbs straight
Yes.
into the body.
It just absorbs straight into the body. Now, in this particular study, they had to they did the glutathione pills and sublingual 3 times a day. They only did the NAC once a day. And you take the actual amounts, maybe the NAC amount is like a little bit lower, but it's supposed to, because it's a precursor, right? It yields a higher amount of glutathione. So I did like that, that was interesting. And in this particular study, we were talking about this before we started recording, and Carolyn was laughing at me because I got so excited because it was a crossover study. So it was a very small study of young adults and older adults, but it was because it was a crossover, they did a washout period and everybody got all of the different treatments to see how it performed. And still, sublingual glutathione was the most effective.
The best. Yeah.
Yes.
In both older and younger people.
Yes. So to me, that message is avoiding that liver metabolism
And the digestion.
Intestinal
digestion, yeah.
is very valuable.
Well, I mean, okay, if taking sublingual 3 times a day was very effective, I mean, maybe I could just take it once a day and I get some benefit.
There you go.
I mean, I think just a little perk up in my glutathione levels would probably help me.
Just a little bit of something. A little bit of something.
Yeah. We do need to go try a glutathione IV, though, sometime.
We should. We should try that.
Yeah. Okay, so bottom line, NAC or glutathione, what would you take to try to boost your glutathione levels in your body?
I mean, I think NAC is the way to go if you are doing if you were going to do an oral supplement, and if you can combine it with glutathione, then you're hopefully supercharging your ability to create glutathione, because not only are you putting a little bit of glutathione in your body, but you're also giving it something that it needs to help it be made in your body and increase your overall levels both ways.
So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking my first priority would be, because I'm almost 50, sublingual glutathione.
Yeah.
Because my production's going down. I need some glutathione. And then if I could work it in with all my other supplements, I might add some NAC in.
Yeah.
Orally.
Yeah. Now, the thing about NAC that's really interesting is that it's in this kind of gray area right now in the market, because it is technically excluded from the definition of what the government considers a dietary supplement. And
because it's used as a medication, right?
Exactly, because it's used as a medication.
It is actually used, did I see this? It is actually used for like acetaminophen, Tylenol, like overdoses.
It is, yes. And so it was established as a medicine for that first. And so you can buy it as a supplement, but it is in this gray area where it doesn't fit under that technical, like the technicality of that law or the regulation of the dietary supplements. And so my understanding is that because it's in that gray area and the government has been going back and forth about where they want it to fall, that NAC is actually, as a supplement, it's basically being treated as other dietary supplements are, meaning that is on the onus of the manufacturer to define and be honest about what's in it. That supplement.
Yeah.
Yes. So I know that's like a little nuanced.
Third-party certification on your dietary supplements.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know it's a little nuanced, but I feel like if they think that they're getting a federally regulated medicine when they're buying an NAC supplement, they are not.
If they overdose on Tylenol, they will.
Well, yeah, but please go to the hospital for that. Please go to the hospital.
Okay. I think I'm ready. I mean, this has just been a week, and I feel like, you know how you just look in the mirror, you're like, oh my gosh, I've been aging. This week has
aged me.
I think I'm going to leave here and go get some glutathione and put it under my tongue.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah. Okay.
Well.
So, yeah.
Definitely one to pay attention to and keep watching.
Yeah. And I want to say this was a listener request. It was a great idea.
I forgot about that.
This episode was a listener request. So we love getting those. So please send us other ideas.
Yes.
Questions that you have.
Always. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us for the Happy Eating Podcast. I'm Brierley Horton.
And I'm Carolyn Williams. If you liked this week's episode, then don't forget to rate and leave us a review on iTunes. And be sure to hit the subscribe button so you'll never miss a new episode.
We can't wait to have you back at our table next week for a brand new episode. Bye.
The contents discussed in the Happy Eating Podcast, such as advice, studies, text, graphics, images, and other material discussed or presented on the site or podcast, are for informational purposes only. Content is not intended to be a substitute for medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your mental health professional or other qualified health providers with any questions you may have regarding your condition. Never disregard professional advice or delay in seeking it because of something you have heard on the Happy Eating podcast.
If you are in crisis or think you may have an emergency, call your doctor or 911 immediately. If you're having suicidal thoughts, call 1-800-273-TALK, that's 8255, to talk to a skilled trained counselor at the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. If you are located outside the United States, call your local emergency line immediately.